Hi there, my name's Victoria Southgate and I am the UK National Coordinator for World Space Week on behalf of the British Interplanetary Society. Each year, the British Interplanetary Society tries to encourage as many World Space Week events to happen across the UK. Anybody can register and create a World Space Week event. Now, to do this, we've had problems every single year with people registering events, so I've just made this video so that we can show you exactly how you register your event. So here we are on the British Interplanetary website. There are other ways to go through this, but I thought this was a good place to start. So on the BIS website, if you go to Events and World Space Week, firstly you will be greeted by the World Space Week theme and how to celebrate. So this is simple steps to celebrating World Space Week each year. So every single year, if you save the date, 4th to the 10th of October, you can choose your audience, you can plan your activity, but what we ask is that you register your event. So to register, you have to go to the global website. So if you then click register your event at worldspaceweek.org, that will take you to the global website. Now on the global website, you have an events tab. You need to head all the way down to Add Event. Now, if you have not logged in, you will see up here that I've already logged in, I've got my account. If I just log out again, you will see that when you come in, if you have not got an account with World Space Week, you will go to the Add Event, but it will always ask you to log in or sign up. If you've not got an account, you need to register, so you need to go here and enter your name, email, address, country, etc, etc, and enter a password as well, which you will use every single time you log in. Now, because I've already got an account, I can log in straight away. So that having an account means that I can log in every single year with the same account. So I'm going to go back to the Events tab, Add Event. And that comes up with the Participate event registration. Now here, it's asking that all fields identified with an asterisk are required to be completed for submission. So that you will see that the first section here does not have any asterisks. Now the reason for that is because you can have private events, in which case you wouldn't have a public contact name because it wouldn't be needed. But obviously, if you are having a public event, you will need to fill in this so people know how to get in touch with you, and an event web address so that they know exactly how to get to your event and to participate. Now, the year should be 2021, which is the current year. If not, you can go in and you can change it on the drop-down menu. The physical event. If you are having a physical event, so if it's a school's event or a public event that people can attend, you click yes. If you're having an online or virtual event, I would suggest you click no at this point. I'm going to stick with yes, just because for this first part of this, I want to show you exactly what can go wrong and how to fix it. So with the event type, if I'm having a public event or a school's event, so if you click school's event, the likelihood is that you're not going to invite public in, and it is going to be an in-house, in-school event. You could also have a rocket launch. This could be a public or private event. You have a private event as well, which is anything that is either based in your own house, so any parties. If you've got a VIP event or an invitation-only event, I would advise you click private event. If it's not described above, then click Other, and then in the event details below you can actually describe what your event is there. So the start and end type. So World Space Week runs from the 4th to the 10th of October, but any event, space-related event, that starts and ends between the 1st and the 15th of October are also classed as World Space Week events, so you can register for any period during that time. Now, if your event starts in September but runs all the way through, you can say that it starts both starts and ends during World Space Week, because it runs through the entirety of that of that week. If you have an event that starts in September, say, and ends on the 7th of October, then you would say ends during that week, and you would then add the actual start and end date below. I will go through that with you in a moment. So I'm just going to say it ends during World Space Week. So then we get to the country. Now when you click the drop-down menu, you will notice that the first two options are global and outer space. So obviously outer space is for anybody on the ISS who is running an event. And then global, most people last year, as part of World Space Week 2020, ran lots of virtual events, and so the majority were actually registered as global. However, what this does is it does not alert your country, the national coordinator of your country, to the fact that you are running an event from that country, even if it is online and a global reach. So ideally, no matter what country you are in, I would suggest that you actually click your country and as the country to register. Now, because it's an online event, it will be noticeable, so it can be searched for online events, and so no matter what country you're in, you could then attend any of the online events. Anyway, so the state province, I'm just going to make up an event here, which means I'm not going to actually register it later, but I'm going to put in the BIS address in Vauxhall. I would normally put British Interplanetary Society there, but just for the purpose of this. So here it's asking for longitude and latitude, and I don't know them offhand. I don't know anybody who does know them offhand, but just even if I'd have put a postcode in there, it still wouldn't have filled in this box. So unfortunately what you have to do is click to add it. So because on this page there is no way of typing in the British Interplanetary Society, you basically have to know the coordinates, which is the whole point you're on here, is because you don't. So you have to just click into where you know it is. For places where I haven't actually known where they are, I have ended up going into Google and finding everything there. So here we go. Here's the British Interplanetary Society. So I can just click on that. That's confirmed my event location. So I then click there. It transposes the latitude and longitude into there. And now I won't get an error message at the end. If you don't fill in those two boxes, then you will get an error message and it will ask you to come back and fill them in. So here we go. So start date and end date. So above here we've said that it ends during World Space Week. So what I have to do, for some reason it doesn't, it did last year, it just goes straight to August. So I can, because we're now on the 24th of August, I can add the start date. So say I was to start on the 31st of August, and because I've said ends during World Space Week, I have to say when it ends. So it can end at any time. Obviously, if it starts and ends, then you pick a date between October the 1st and the 15th. If it ends afterwards, then you pick a start date in World Space Week and end it any time after October. So event title, BIS Open Day, say. Again, as I say, this is a made-up event. I can choose a file. So if I have a flyer advertising, I can add a promotional image here. Now, because up at the top it says that anything asterisk needs completing, this is the only place where it doesn't, because the following fields can only be filled in after your event. So even though they're asterisks, they cannot be filled in now, otherwise you'll come up with another error message. So that's me finished. I've not put a public name in at the moment. I've got all of this information. I've put the latitude and longitude in. I've done the dates. I've done the event title. So then I'm ready to submit my event. Now obviously I'm not going to Anyway, so I'm not going to submit because this is a bogus event and I don't want it registered. But also because what I want to do is I want to just go up here and show you what happens if you change your physical event to no. So as you can see, the asterisks for the location, state, city and address have all disappeared, so you do not have to fill that in because you are now not a physical event. So the event type becomes other, which obviously is described below. Again, I'm going to leave it that my end date is during World Space Week, so I'm going to leave everything else the same. And I'm going to show you what happens if I were to submit that event. It's going to ask me to recapture, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. So this is what happens if you try to submit an event which is an online event in a country. The likelihood is somebody else has already done it before you. So what you have to do is the calendar already has an event at this location. Please confirm this event has a different audience by clicking the certified box and explain in the similar event rationale field. So what this does is it then takes you back, and we've got two more options here that have appeared. So certify event, you have to click that box, and then similar event rationale. So as it described in the box, the pop-up box that came up with the error, you have to explain why your event is different to the other events on the database. So if you are running an online event, you have to know, are you going to be hitting a different audience to everybody else who is running an online event from the UK during that period of time? If that's so, in that box you just type different audience. Oh, sorry, that's just gone down there. You type different audience. It could be that you are a different organiser, so you could put different organiser in there. Actually, I'd probably put different target audience, because you don't know for definite that it will be a different audience, but you're targeting a separate audience. Now, just by putting those three simple words in there, you will then be able to submit your event and everything will work out. So I think that's all I need to tell you about this, but if you have any problems at all, sorry, that's a bit outdated, isn't it? But if you have any problems at all, please contact me. I am the National Coordinator for the UK, which is here somewhere. There. So that's me, at the British Interplanetary Society, and that is my contact details there. If you're in a different country, you've got all the different country email addresses to contact there. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.